Ladies and gentlemen, the American Robin, the great Al Jolson, and a real live worm. I'm getting hungry for something. I think that something is worms. I'm gonna find me a big one, a juicy one that squirms.
When the red robin comes bobbing along.
I think I just heard something, and by the way, I'm a worm. Oh God, I think it's a robin. Oh, what a horrible world.
Oh, wake up, you sleepyhead. Get up, get out of bed. Cheer up, the sun is red. Live, love, laugh and be happy.
It's time to bird rock.
I would take a big bird, a small bird, a blackbird or a bluebird. Any type of bird will do. I'll take a sparrow or a goose. I would take a pigeon, a plover, over and over. I'd take a booby or regret. Stare at a woodcock with no regrets. I want to see a titmouse, a limpkin, nuthatch or a buzztit, 'cause I love birds.
Welcome back to Extremely Accurate Bird Songs, the podcast.
Where we are on our quest to write a song for every single bird. Billy, how many birds do we have left?
1,100.
No, 11,000, surely.
Oh, shit. 11,139 birds. Holy cow. Holy cow.
We're on our way. We're on our way, folks. Mm-hmm. And today's bird is like, wow, this is an iconic bird and a really fun song. I love this song. The American Robin. One of the greats.
American Robin. Just saying it's a cozy bird, you know?
Do you have any special, like, relationship with the robin?
So, yes, I have a good robin story. When I was maybe, like, early teens, like maybe, like, 15, 16, something in that world, I found what I was sure was a dead robin in the pond in the back of my house that my dad built. We have a little pond. And I just thought it was dead, but I was like, okay, well, I'll get it out of the pond. And there was a little bit of life in it. And so I took the baby bird, brought it inside, grabbed like some like paper towels and some regular towels and then like a little shoebox and just brought him inside and kind of like nursed him back to health a little bit, like dried him off. And eventually he really came back and just became this little teeny weeny robin. Just like spent the whole night with me, like hopping around on the couch. And this is probably not the right thing to do, but it was the best I could come up with at the time. But so I grabbed a toothpick and I chewed up a bit of saltine and I'd put the saltine on the toothpick and feed the little robin. And it was into it. I don't know if that was the right thing to do, but
we'll have to let an ornithologist weigh in on whether robins eat saltines in their natural diet.
Yeah. Hopefully it was old enough, but I didn't do too much, and I gave it some water. Then I put it outside, and I think, you know, it flew off. But one thing I've learned is not all of them make it, but I tried. Anyway, that was a big deal for me to really see it come back to life and just be my little happy little bird that I gave a second chance. That was special to me.
Yeah, that's really adorable. I don't think I was just trying to think if I have any special connection with the robin other than just being what an excellent bird, but I don't. I truly don't. I do find it funny that their family name, I didn't know this until today, is Turdidae. Which is anyways, emphasis on the turd, I guess.
Yeah, the doctor says you're healthy if you turd a day.
Wow. Okay,
Maybe.
wow.
That's how I'll remember it.
Which, by the way, that's, I would say on a birding level, like that was an early birding moment for me. Early birding, haha. An early birding moment for me with the robin was kind of learning about the thrush family by seeing a juvenile robin, because when robins are young, they look totally different. They've got the streaks on their belly like a hermit thrush. And so I thought it was some cool hybrid bird or new bird, and I was searching everywhere for what it was. And then I was like, oh, okay, when robins are babies, they look like that's the only time you can really tell that they're a thrush, you know, like in the hermit thrush sense.
Interesting.
Which is cool.
I didn't even know they were a thrush.
Do you know the whole thing about their incorrect name?
Yes, but remind me. Yeah,
Their inaccurate, extremely inaccurate name.
yeah, because there was some confusion with like the European robin, something like that. Tell me.
Yeah, so like a lot of the stuff when they came to the Americas and named it, they were just sort of like riffing on what they'd seen in Europe, and whoever named the American robin was clearly not a birder. I mean, I don't know if there were birders at that time. They were probably just people who like to trap and eat birds. Maybe they were bird admirers. I don't know. Maybe they were bird admirers.
Mm-hmm. There was just hard to catch flying dinner.
Yeah. But there's a European robin, which I've only seen once. I've only been to Europe once since I've become a birder, and I did see the robin. I was very excited to see it. But it is so much smaller than the American robin. Clearly not related at all. It just has a red breast, so...
Is it as common?
It's pretty common, yeah. I don't know if it's quite as populous as the American robin, which is like 300 million American robins in North America. So, but really cute. You should Google the European robin if you haven't seen it before. You should look up that bird. It's a tiny, adorable little flycatcher. And in bulk, the American robin is 4 times bigger. So this person who named the American robin was just going off the red breast thing. It was like, that's a robin.
Wow.
You know?
Dang. It reminds me one time I went to an aquarium, and there was a guy with his kid who just clearly did not care enough to really learn what the fish was, but wanted to tell his kid something. He's like, oh, that's the flatfish, just the first thing that came to his brain, and it sounds like that. And I was like, well, this kid isn't set up to be a marine biologist, to tell you what.
Yeah. I mean, look, even like, I don't know, I'm thinking about like other things they named at that time. They were like, we're in the West Indies. Yeah, you guys are Indians.
Yeah. Yeah, they were not good at that.
There was a lot of that going on.
Not good at that.
Speaking of the Balbum, which everyone listening to the pod, we know this bird album. It's a Balbum.
Yeah, obviously. We're getting close to the halfway point of the Balbum. That's exciting. Whew. / terrifying, you know what I mean?
It's a little scary.
The pressure's on.
Yeah, because we're trying to be the #1 Balbum.
Mm-hmm. Oh, man, I've been working on a big ballad. It's like, I'm gonna climb to the top with Bird Rock. It's my avian dream that might last forever. Fly on a bird's wing and bring it to life in song. Yeah, they all have gotta get a song. Boom. That's all I've got. But I've been it's been in my head all the time. And it's kind of, I think, really the Bird Rock song about me as a bird rocker. And my dreams.
Wow. Sing on, brother.
Gonna climb to the top with Bird Rock. It's my avian dream that might last forever. Fly on a bird's wing and bring it to life in song. Yeah, they all have gotta get a song.
Sing on, brother. I do have some pitches for. Maybe it's extremely accurate Bird Boys, or we don't know. We don't know the band name yet. I have some pitches though. Okay.
Hell yeah, lay them on me.
This one's just kind of cool. This one's maybe too cool, considering how many songs of ours are stupid. But a great bird anatomy term is the part of the wing, the alula. And I was just like, damn, that's a good word. Like, that's just like a good, like, that would be a good band name, Alula.
Yeah. Alula.
Yeah. But maybe too cool. It's a palindrome, which is kind of fun too. Same forwards and backwards.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Dang.
I know.
Alula.
Okay, so that's, okay, Feather Report. That's the only, that's.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Actually, I legit wanted to name one of my many emo bands through time, Of a Feather. Back when like the 3-word was like really it. But my drummer, shout out Ryland, thought it was too wussy. It's just funny.
What do you think is the worst band name of that era? Because I feel like that was like people were really putting it out there in that era.
Yeah. Butthole Surfers is pretty brave.
That's pretty brave. I kind of like that one though, because it's
Yeah.
an attention getter. You know, like you don't forget it once you hear it. And they sing a song about where the sun don't shine. But I have a least favorite band name of that
what
that
is
era.
it?
I don't think they were that big, but I hope they don't. I hope they're not listening to this podcast. There was a band called, oh God, to me it's just like the most god awful, like you think you're smart in ninth grade because you read a book, you took an English class. Their band was Gatsby's American Dream.
Oh, yeah,
I hate that
Yeah.
band name.
That was an emo band. That was a like hair swishy band, right?
I think,
Sounds like it had to be.
yeah, Gatsby's American Dream. That's so, I mean, I have to almost assume that they came up with that band name in 9th or 10th grade, because otherwise I can't wrap my head around.
I really think, remember like Hinder? That sucks. That's just like shitty. Hinder.
I feel kind of neutral about that one. It's just sort of, that's just a word, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, wait, getting back to a couple more band name pitches.
Yeah, I'm going to really think of that.
Gracklemore.
Whoa, that's really good. Hell yeah.
Actually, I'm looking at this list and I can't read them all at once without. I can't. They're too corny.
Give me a couple.
The Quack Street Boys. Like, I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, you know.
I think Bird Street Boys.
I had some coffee. I thought I was funny.
I like it. Keep swinging.
Radioheaded Woodpecker.
Oh, that's good. That's really good. Okay, that's really good. You're back, baby.
Okay, I'm back. Okay, so back to the Robin. What are they trying to get a belly full of, Billy?
Oh, they're trying to get a belly full of worms. Yeehaw.
Spoiler for later in the episode. I mean, this song is, Billy really came with just a classic, to me, kind of a Dolly Parton sort of a jam that we sort of turned into something else. But like, to me, it's got this like buoyant 9 to 5 Dolly Parton energy inherently. It's really nice.
Yeah. I kind of imagine like just what would happen in the barn. You know what I mean? The whole county has come together to sing a song in their small town in the Blue Ridge Mountains, you know, trying to get a nice belly of worms.
I thought you really correctly lyrically highlighted the belly full of worms, because like some birds don't always do the thing that you've heard that they do, and the robin is doing the thing that you've heard that it does. Mm-hmm. It's so classic when you actually see a robin pulling an earthworm out of the ground. Feels like you're flipping through a Richard Scarry book. It's beautiful. Yeah.
I was misinformed for a while where somebody told me, and I believe them, that they picked up the vibrations in their feet to feel the worms, which I guess is just not true. They just kind of look and listen. But maybe they do. I mean, I guess they feel it with their feet. Yeah.
We might have to double check that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. We haven't used that one in a bit.
Let's double check that. Not quite.
Yeah. Oh, I did record this specifically for this bird. I tried to do my best Tom Petty impression.
It was an American bird.
That's what we got. Getting back to the lyrical thing, you highlighting that they gotta get a belly full of worms. They do eat worms in the spring, but research has shown that they actually have kind of a varied diet. So they eat like mostly fruits in the fall and winter, and then when the spring comes, that's when you kind of see them come out of the treetops. They're no longer eating berries, and they're eating worms. So they're kind of like always around. Them being like the first sign of spring is sort of debatable.
Yeah.
But you do see them on the ground in the spring. So that's kind of, but it's not as if they're gone during the winter. They're just like hanging up in the treetops eating berries and stuff.
Yeah, that's where I've landed. It's like, okay, yeah, maybe they aren't as migratory as I thought, but I still think they are a harbinger of spring, as Leslie the Bird Nerd has told me. Leslie the Bird Nerd, shout out on YouTube. You rock, Leslie! Come on the show, Leslie the Bird Nerd.
There's a lot of birds that are like robins where they're confusing, where some of them are migratory and some are not.
Yeah, it kind of depends on region, right?
Yeah, it depends on region, depends on the weather of the region. But yeah, I mean, like there are robins that travel 3,000 miles for their spring migration, and there's some who like don't leave a yard. So
Yeah. One thing I love about them is they are a very fun bird to watch. Really cute, really, really sweet. And just watching them hunt worms is so fun. Like, I definitely get that, like, in the spring, they match the energy. You know, in Brooklyn, when, like, that first nice day is out, everyone's just so pumped. And I just feel like robins have that energy. They're singing, they're bouncing around, they're not really afraid of you. Like, if there is a worm next to you within a few feet, they'll go, is this okay? Can I come get this worm? We cool? And then it's just like, whoo-hoo, I'm done with berries for the winter. Now I got this big, juicy worm that's going down to my belly to wiggle with all the other worms in my belly.
hell yeah, brother.
It's kind of therapeutic for me as someone who doesn't like worms in their belly.
Well, speak for yourself. Also, the vibe of the American robin as it walks around, I think, is like kind of singular and fun. You know how they do that thing where they sort of like walk really quick and then they stand still and they keep an eye on you, and then they walk really quick and they stop and then they look at you.
Yeah, totally.
There's a funny herky jerky seriousness to like the way they operate that I find very charming. They almost feel like the suspicious butler.
Oh, and one thing that I learned about too, which is neat, is in general because they're just around people so much, and, you know, they love backyards, and people provide those wormy places for them a lot. And they're not afraid to nest in, like, you know, people's backyards, or even, like, we've had multiple robins' nests in my backyard growing up. In every time I go home for the summer, there's usually one. So it's just, yeah, you know, I just feel like a lot of people just know the beautiful blue color of their eggs and just get to interact with this bird more than a lot of other birds, you know?
It's a great bird. Did you know they get drunk?
I heard that. Them honeysuckle berries.
Oh,
Heck yeah.
baby. I should have tried to look up a video of like a drunk robin. I wonder if anybody has like, because I don't know if I'd know a drunk robin or what, you know, because they say your true self comes out when you get drunk. And I'd like to know what the robin's true self is. What's your Jekyll and Hyde drunk? Do you shift? I think you don't
Jesus.
really.
I kind of.
You get a little more reckless.
Yeah,
that's
it.
normal.
I say that I go Axl Rose a little bit. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
there's a part of my brain that would just like, now I feel like I'm older and I just understand consequence. Like, most things that you think would be cool to do as Axl Rose, if you take 1 second, you realize there's someone on the other end that has to clean that mess up or pay for something, and you're like, I guess it's not cool. But, you know, I remember very specifically on one of our adventures with Jesse early on, Tommy, we were hiking in upstate New York, and we saw this like giant black rat snake on a log, and I was like, holy crap. Like, it was the biggest snake I'd seen in the wild, you know, and I did not expect it upstate New York. And just kind of immediately, I just like found myself a little bit touching it on its tail. Like, I think I just kind of like blacked out of it. And then it went like, you know, it was kind of curled up a little bit. And I was like, then I jumped back and Jesse like sprinted. And yeah, that was it. I kind of didn't mess with it anymore. But then after that, you decided that I wasn't neutral good. I was chaotic good.
Yeah.
So I feel like the chaotic can really come out when I'm, you know.
That was the first time I saw how much Steve Irwin was in you. Just that you saw, like, you were like, wow, big snake, I want to touch it. Immediately. There was no, like, hesitation.
Yeah.
So anyways, if any content platforms are out there and are looking for a Steve Irwin-like figure to touch snakes, you've got Billy Libby right here.
Okay, well, here's the thing.
He's a nature expert, as we've learned in this podcast.
Yeah, right? How many hours of podcast till I'm a nature expert?
Yeah. I don't know. Probably one more from now.
Hell yeah. I love that. Yeah. But yeah, that was wild. That will always stick with my memory as a big upstate adventure. Black rat snake. It was a black rat snake. I actually saw somebody post a picture and I was like, black rat snake. Oh, but what I was going to say is online. So my feed feeds me like, it knows I love Steve Irwin, but now there's all these like kind of younger influencers that are just getting bitten. Like, for, you know what I mean? They're like, oh, people love the content of people almost getting bitten. Now I'm going full bite me. Like, it's just some dumb kid getting like, picking and getting like bit repeatedly. And that's like his page. And I'm like, this is too far. This is, you know, I feel like that's like the thrash metal and I'm a grandparent being like, that's too far.
look, running the internet on engagement, quote unquote, is producing some really interesting incentive structures. I mean, I keep being amazed. Like, if I like just look at an Explorer page on Instagram or TikTok or whatever, like, I will like very quickly get served like a video of someone, like something happening somewhere. I'm like, are they dead? Like, did I just watch a video of somebody dying? And like all the comments are just people like, are they dead?
Oh yeah. Also, sometimes I get really scary stuff, like fucking weird monster AI. I'm like, Jesus Christ, I'm trying to go to sleep.
Yeah, no, it's yeah, I've been
terrible,
thinking
man.
a lot
It's
about
such
the unraveling of society
God,
and
yeah.
the death of consensus reality. Yeah, it's getting pretty spicy out there. But we're out here as a bastion of truth.
With that, our Instagram. No, we'll plug that later. Jesus Christ. Here's our Instagram. Then delete it from your phones.
Yeah, and we're just going to repost videos of potentially fatal accidents from other farm accounts that post the same thing. So, is it time for...
Oh, wait. What are you like when you have too many honeysuckle berries? You kind of just get sleepy.
I feel like this is embarrassing to say, but like, I kind of feel like I never go there.
Yeah, you're very much like, no, I'd rather not have the heartburn.
Yeah, well, I guess my relationship with alcohol is that I'm just like such a lightweight that the boundary for me between... like, there's an overlap for me between buzzed and physically ill. And so the place where people enjoy getting to, where they're like, I'm kind of drunk, but then the next day, I'm not that hungover. I had a lot of fun. I don't have that wiggle room. So, like, for me, getting drunk is like, I'm taking a loan from my future self.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
To me-
so aware of that
Yeah.
it kind of takes some of the fun out of it that I used to be able to sort of blindly walk into and be like, I'm drunk and I'm laughing a lot. And now I don't know. I have like, 2 drinks is just fine for me.
Anything over that, and I feel like I need to have a fully clear day the next day to just be a mess of a person.
Yeah, it's just weird to be like, oh, I'm having so much fun. I can't wait to have the flu. That's kind of how it is for me.
Fair, yeah, dang. And that's why it's just ketamine now, right?
It's just ketamine. I'm like Elon. I'm just rocking that ketamine, rocking that diaper. That's so funny.
Yeah, I think is it an electric diaper?
Wow, I hadn't
even know
considered
what
that.
that
That sounds
means.
dangerous.
Yeah,
I don't think
it
you
does.
should have water
It does.
around that kind of equipment.
Oh wait, have we done Look Up That Bird? Should we for this one?
God help me if you got to look up. I mean, we did
Yeah.
look up that bird for the European robin, I guess. I think
Yeah.
'cause I think that's more interesting to look up. If you don't know what an American robin looks like,
Yeah, that's on your own time. Just take a second, but we'll give you a little Look Up That Bird soon. Don't worry, it's coming.
yeah. Speaking of birds to look up, though, I mean, I was fascinated to find out that Batman's Robin is not really named after a robin.
Yeah,
Isn't that weird?
that is weird.
It's
Honestly,
Robin Hood. It's a Robin Hood thing.
Yeah, that was a bummer to find that out.
I guess it kind of makes sense because like robins aren't green. And he's
Yeah,
got a lot of
yeah,
green
it never
on him.
made sense as a Robin. Yeah, I guess this is a little. It does make more sense.
But then apparently in the canon, they like later made it so that his mom, I think, like named him Robin because he was born on the first day of spring, which is like the lamest superhero origin story I've ever heard.
I don't think that's true. I think Batman found him in the grass with gobbling worms.
That's good info.
Good info.
I like that better.
Well, what do you know? Also, Rockin' Robin in the public domain. Have fun, people. Go crazy.
What a tune. Check it out. Check it out.
Wow, I never realized how that little flute line is really close to the Robin's call.
Oh, yeah.
Tweedledee. Wow.
Okay, that's kind of interesting.
And they're really going for that tweedledee diddly dee. Like, good on them. They're not shy about that. Tweedledee tweedledee. Wait, let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Tweedledee.
The delay compensation makes it slightly difficult.
Let's keep trying. No, I'm just kidding.
Is it time for what I think it's time for? My favorite segment?
Chloe making me crazy. Chloe making me crazy.
Chloe making me crazy.
Chloe making me crazy.
We're talking mini rituals.
Chloe get me crazy.
Chloe get me crazy.
Chloe get me crazy. We're talking mating rituals. Whew.
Damn, dude.
All right.
I love how you just like it just secretly in the background you can hear me doing like Jerry Garcia Mutron 1977 riffs just gratuitously.
I love it.
Oh man, we got a tour, man.
I know. Well, yeah, I'm excited for what the future could hold, man.
Hey, if you're out there and you're a booker on the bird circuit,
Oh yeah.
hit us up.
Yeah, we're ready. We are ready.
We're ready to migrate.
That's so fun to think about.
Damn, dude, that's the dream. That's the dream.
Pyrotechnics.
Doing the bird circuit, whatever that is.
Yeah.
But the Chloe can be crazy. So robins don't maintain consistent pair bonds. So like often each spring they got a new boy toy or gal pal.
Wow. So interesting. I feel like every bird we've talked about recently has had a very different family structure.
Oh yeah, the polygynous red-winged blackbird, and yeah, the super
monogamous pileated woodpecker.
yeah, and the mourning dove was super monogamous too, right?
But this one, I feel like this is interesting where it's just a different. I mean, I think that's pretty cool, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like you have to have a lot of self-confidence, you know, to just be like, make that connection, sever that connection, be on your own for a bit, make a new connection, you know what
Well,
I mean?
and you got to remember like the scope of a bird's life. Like it's not that long. So
Oh,
like
yeah. You're right.
you know,
There's
it's sort of like they've been married for like 10 years and then, you know, they got bored of each other or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, I was already like, you know, you have to send like 30 Christmas cards or something.
Yeah, well, and they become empty nesters every year, right? So they can, anyway.
Yeah.
They go through the full the relationship cycle that we think of.
Yeah. And don't they do like 3 broods per year or something, or up to 3 broods?
Yeah, they can raise up to 3 broods in one breeding season.
Even reuse the same nest?
They got those beautiful, beautiful sky blue eggs.
Iconic. Well, only bird to probably have a crayon, right?
Yeah, totally.
That's fucking cool.
Yeah, I mean, if we're being honest here, hideous babies. Takes a while for them to become the robin that we know and love. And then they have that awkward teenage period that I was talking about before where they've got the splotchy thrush belly going on. So yeah, they've got an awkward growing period.
Well, I heard too that after they leave the nest, right, isn't there like a week or so until they can actually fly? So they've got a kind of weird moment of just hopping around, which is, I forgot to mention this, but honestly, just a few days ago, I saw a robin in this phase where it really could not fly. So it was like limited to this tree. And I just watched it for probably like 15 minutes, just kind of flying around. And its mom came and I watched the mom feed it some worms. And then I saw it try and just, hop to different branches. And one time it kind of was standing sideways and a little precarious. And but it was really,
great.
really cute.
Also, on that same note, I mean, have you seen what they do that also, I mean, I think a lot of juvenile birds do when they can walk, but they haven't figured out how to feed themselves yet, and they just walk around with their mouth open. Oh. Do you know what I'm talking about? It's really funny because I think, we should actually look this up and confirm. But I was told at some point that it was because they're fed by their mom. They're fed worms. And so then when they're walking around and they see a bug, their reaction is just to open their mouth and look at it as if the worm is just going to jump into their mouth because that's what they're used to.
That's fair.
Anyways, that's really stupid.
I feel like a human child would be like, wait, how does that cow become hamburger? You know what I mean? Yeah. But yeah, that's funny.
But I don't know. I mean, look, if you're out there in the world, it seems to work eventually for the robins. They kind of, it either happens or it doesn't. So try walking around the street just with your mouth open and see if anybody puts anything in your, puts a worm in your mouth. Somebody who cares about you a lot might give you a worm.
Yeah, wow. I'll be looking for people. If you see me, I got you covered, brother or sister, ready for a worm.
Big juicy worm.
Well, yeah, I'm excited. We have Rosemary Moscow coming up, which is, honestly, I cannot believe we have her as a guest. That's so cool. She rocks.
It's so
She has
cool.
an awesome snake book that everyone should check out, too. Snake book. Are you kidding me? Rosemary Moscow snake book? Bird comic snake artist. Damn.
Well, I think it's time to bring in our judge.
I heard a robin this morning. I'm feeling happy today. Gonna put my cares in a whistle. blow them all away.
I'm stuffing my mouth full of worms. I'm listening for them in the ground.
Yeah. Stuffing my mouth full of worms. Oh my gosh, we are so excited. We have, I mean, this is really giving a stamp of legitimacy to this podcast because we have one of my favorite bird comic illustrators and just an unbelievable comic and writing talent. We have Rosemary Moscow on the podcast as our judge for this next song. So welcome, Rosemary. Rosemary is a science writer and artist and creator of the award-winning science webcomic Bird and Moon, and has written and drawn for Audubon and Ranger Rick, Cornell Lab, among others. You might have seen Rosemary's work in Upworthy, IO9, Science News, The Huffington Post, all over the place. I get Rosemary's work DM'd to me all the time. And her new book, The Birding Dictionary, which I was lucky enough to be able to get a copy yesterday, is so great. If you haven't seen The Birding Dictionary, check out Rosemary Moscow's Instagram. Welcome to the pod, Rosemary.
Hi, I am so excited to be here. And I don't know how much legitimacy I'm lending you because you are the creator of extremely accurate birds. So, you're the authority.
Well, I'll let the audience tell you how much legitimacy you're adding to the podcast.
Whoa!
Rosemary Moscow!
We are taping in front of a live audience of thousands, so yeah.
I feel so incredibly legitimate all of a sudden. I need to record that and carry it around.
Okay, well, speaking of legitimate, I had a moment where I was listening to Science Friday, an extremely legitimate podcast that I love. And the segment was called Birding the Birders. And I came in about halfway through and I was listening and I was like, oh my God, who is this wonderful person that is rocking this podcast right now? And little did I know, it was you, our next guest. And I couldn't believe it. I was so excited. I was just like, oh my God.
Thank you.
She was on Science Friday and now our podcast. You kidding me?
I'm hitting up the hits right now. Science Friday, all the legitimate podcasts.
Mm-hmm. Well, hey, now you're on the America's #1 bird rock podcast.
Wait, okay.
Yeah, don't ask about the numbers, of listeners, just about the stat.
Or the number of other podcasts. Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't get into that.
Not important.
We are America's #1 bird rock podcast.
Yeah, woohoo!
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and today we're talking about a bird that truly rocks. In fact, it is perhaps the most rockin' of birds, simply for this song.
He rocks in the treetop all the day long, hopping and a bopping and a singing his song. All the little birds on Jaybird Street love to hear the robin go tweet, 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 rockin' robin, tweet, tweet.
Okay, sorry, I played too much.
I was like, oh, do we get the whole thing? This is pretty sweet.
Thank you, Rosemary. You've been great.
That's the song we wrote.
Whoa.
Well, it's public domain now, so we could do 9,000 covers of it.
I saw that. That song is public domain, which is awesome.
Wow. So you traveled back in time. It was like a Back to the Future situation. You were like, hey, you know what you guys need is a song about birds.
Yeah. That's good. I like that. We planted that song in time.
Wasn't the song in The Office? Wasn't there a moment where the song was plaguing some characters in The Office and it was like this nightmarish scene?
That sounds familiar. Sounds familiar.
I had a moment of distress hearing that. It was Office based.
I will say it kind of, as a song, feels like the equivalent of someone trying to get you to dance when you don't want to. You're like, Jesus fucking Christ, leave me alone. I don't want to dance. God damn it.
I feel like it has a similar vibe to a robin at 5 a.m. It's it's morning and we're having a great time. The sun's coming up and I'm singing right outside your window and get ready to start the day.
Yeah, it's funny. My girlfriend, I wake up easily an hour and a half before her and just kind of usually chill, read, drink coffee, but then she's just waking up in that foggy brain, and I'm like, I've got 9,000 things to tell you I've been thinking about for an hour and a half. I feel like I'm that to her, just it just feels like they're saying 100 different things, everything on their mind.
Oh, yeah, the caffeine will have something to do with it.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
So speaking of them waking up at 5 a.m., do you have any other special relationship with the American robin?
I think they're one of the cutest birds. I think they're really interesting because I feel like so many urban birds. I do a lot of like books and articles about urban birds that people hate. You know, people don't like Canada geese, and they don't like house sparrows, and they don't like pigeons. I mean, not everybody. Some people like those things, obviously, and gulls. But American robins are really interesting because they're native around here, but they're also these huge success stories of the urban environment. And they just do so incredibly well in the urban environment. It's like really interesting. So I feel like growing up in cities, they were always present and kind of beloved. And at the same time, at 5 a.m, like I have routinely been woken up by them singing outside my window. But you got to hand it to them. They're just like so successful. And I also, as a kid, I volunteered at a wild bird rescue. And one thing I liked about the baby robins is I would feed the baby birds, and the baby robins would sort of know when they were full, and then they'd get like just round and puffed up, and they'd be these little orbs, just so freaking cute. And
That's great.
I love them so much. So I've seen them at like all stages of their lives.
Heck yeah.
So you're talking about volunteering as a kid. So birding is like a lifelong thing for you, like you're having a relationship and interest in birds.
Yeah. A lot of people ask me about, there's a term called spark bird, which is like the bird that got you into birding. A lot of people have
We have a
moment
sound
like
for it.
that.
We have a sound for it. You want to hear it?
Yeah.
That's the sound of a bird exploding.
Yeah. Whenever we mention Sparkbird, we play that. So, but please continue.
Wow. I feel like you need like an electric sound. Like that's more like when a baseball hits a seagull.
Yeah. Yeah, that's an explode bird.
I could turn up the sound of the bird being sparked a little bit. There's a lot of emphasis on the explosion part.
Yeah, it's the spark is the beginning of a bomb. It's a fuse, I'm realizing.
Absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible. Well, yeah, a lot of people ask me like, what's my spark bird? And I always feel like I have to make something up because I was birding as a little kid. Like my mom was really into birds. My dad, who was from New York City and did not grow up around a lot of birds, just sort of like was bemused by my mom, my Canadian mom, being like, you have to be really into birds. But yeah, I just, since I was a little kid, I was just like, you look at birds. That's a normal thing to do. And my friends would be like, no, it's not. And I'd be like, what do you mean? So there wasn't a moment. It's always been a thing for me.
That's great. I love that because for me, it was definitely like a post 35 kind of a thing.
That's typical, and that's why
Typical.
I have a lot of older friends because I will go birding. And it's me and 20 retirees. I love it, and they all have really good life advice. You're like, oh, I hope you're saving up, and watch your health, and it's great. It's great.
Yeah, I really haven't explored the world of like social birding. It's been like a very like just sort of solo activity. Do you like the communal part of it?
Yeah, I think so. It's definitely complicated. Like any group of people, there will be frustrating people. There's people called stringers that will like make up bird sightings. There's a lot of
wow.
Yeah.
That's a fast track to hell.
It's so complicated because some of them, it's just someone who's overly ambitious and, doesn't really know what they're seeing. And some people will straight up fake a photo and a sighting. Yeah. So there's some of that.
Oh,
yeah.
God.
There was a guy in my area that took somebody else's photo of a great gray owl and like flipped it horizontally and made it look gritty in Photoshop, and then was like, "This is my sighting. This will happen. It's very rare. This will happen."
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
But like 99%
Dang.
of birders are so nice and so cool. And there are definitely days when I'm like, I just want to go by myself. I don't want to see other people and I need, a break. But
Yeah.
I do a lot of bird festivals and everybody's so nice. It's like generally a really cool community, I think.
Tell me more about the bird festival. I need to know because I'm going. Tommy, next one, we're going. We got to go.
Yeah, well, they're all over. Like this, you're gonna have trouble picking one because there's tons of. Yeah, so a few years ago, I didn't really know much about them, and I was starting to do comics and books, and then some friends were like, "Would you like to speak at the Rio Grande Bird Festival?" And I was like, "What are you talking about? What's a bird festival?" Like I was picturing like music, people in the mud buying. I don't know. I was just thinking like music festival. Like I was like, what is happening? Just like a bunch of people in like really bad outhouses and like Green Day. And I don't know, like I was just like, what is happening? And then I went and spoke at this bird festival and I realized like, holy crow. Like, so they're amazing. They're giant. They've got, optics. They can buy binoculars. They've got field trips. They, have socials. Sometimes they have fun events. I just came back from judging a bird tattoo contest at a bird festival.
Cool.
So they're really
that's
neat.
awesome.
Yeah, once you get tapped into them, and they're all over the place, and they're really, really, they're fun.
I bet they're all like, shit, we need music, if only.
You know?
You know what I mean? If only there was a bird rock band.
Yeah, they need to call America's #1 bird rock podcast. Although there's also they could just do the more traditional route and have the eagles and the birds and Counting Crows and
Well, no, seriously, hit me up because they're always looking for new and exciting stuff. That you guys would be absolutely perfect. Are you kidding me?
Oh, heck
It'd be amazing. If they have a bird tattoo contest, they can totally have a bird rock show.
Man.
Literally, my dream is to drop everything in my life and join the bird touring festival circuit that I didn't know existed until just now.
I imagine we'd be like a Happy Gilmore, Axl Rose type thing, though, just way too rock and roll for,
I mean, there's punk and metal
just
birders.
throwing seed out our hotel room windows.
We're crashing the hotel. There's just pages of a bird book everywhere. Just
Yeah, there's suet smeared on the walls.
Yeah, I mean, birders can be partiers, but I will say then they'll get up at 4 a.m. And if you can't do that, then you're in trouble.
Respect.
We're making one too many cloaca jokes
Yeah.
on stage. People
Never
are
too
booing.
many. I've built my career on that, such as it is.
Oh, wait, we got to play our cloaca. We have a segment called Cloaking Me Crazy on the pod.
What?
Check this song out.
Cloaking me crazy.
Cloaking me crazy.
Cloaking me crazy.
What y'all been making rituals?
Where have you guys been all my life? I'm dying. Oh my God. I need all of these on my phone. So
heck yeah.
Someone will ask me a question and the number of times I accidentally bring up mating rituals and a bird, and then I can play that sound while we stand there awkwardly. And then I can tell them the fact. And then they'll never talk to me again. It'll be great. Yeah. So good.
I'm just realizing, okay, so we've had you on as a judge. We haven't even played you the song yet.
Oh, yeah. Let's get into that.
And I can't wait to see if you think the song is extremely accurate or not.
Okay.
But before we get into it, if you had to guess what kind of song the American Robin would have, what would you guess?
Oh, that's so interesting because I think they're beautiful and they can also be kind of a pain. Gosh, I'm thinking maybe ska.
Whoa.
Or something.
Whoa. Okay, cool.
Maybe. I don't think they're a chill, a post-rock thing. I think it's more a perky kind of thing where you're I like this, but then you hear it 30 times and you're I don't know, this is maybe. This is
oh my God, you're right. Their morning song feels like the sonic equivalent of someone skanking. You know
yes.
what I mean?
It's right, yeah.
Or a little horn shrill.
Yeah,
Billy, we missed an opportunity.
Yeah,
man.
we did not go ska. It's okay. When we ask that question, it's a risk.
No, this is good. Also, we want to run the risk of a judge being this song is extremely inaccurate. So
and then we
that's
have to
always
try
possible.
desperately to convince you.
Well, this isn't science. This is just my preconceived notions of what a musical band. I will say I was on the West Coast recently for another birdwatching festival, and I heard the varied thrush for the first time, which is like a robin, but
so cool.
No offense, but prettier. And more kind of it's like a redwood species, really, really gorgeous, amazing. And I heard it, and they have almost like a robin-y song, except every third or fourth sound, they just go, eh, like a hockey buzzer. And I was losing my mind. I'm just sitting in this beautiful redwoods and just hear eh. Just the most horrible sound.
That's great.
It was incredible.
Yeah, I didn't think about that one. I definitely saw them in Alaska a couple of months ago, and for the first time, I'd never seen one. And it was funny. I was with an Alaskan friend who's also a birder, and the disdain with which he viewed my excitement, because he's just they're just everywhere, dude. It's not a big deal. But I was this is really cool for me.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think everybody should get excited about every bird. I think nobody should be heartbroken. But also a varied thrush. Even if they're common, just bring them over here. Send them over here. Put them in a box. I know that contravenes the Migratory Bird Treaty Act, but give them to me.
Well, so I guess we should probably play the song. We went in more of a we sort of emphasized, I would say, the American.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like Blue Ridge Mountains, sort of,
Because this is an American bird. Actually, I made a little audio drop for even just that fact alone. That exists.
Damn.
So as a Canadian, am I legally allowed to comment on the
Oh, yeah,
American
absolutely.
Robin?
Well, North America.
Right.
We're talking
yeah,
here.
yeah.
Mexico has also ownership over
That's true.
the American Robin. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, without further ado, let's listen to the song. Here we go. Oh, I'm nervous.
Me too. When you see me, it's the very first sign of spring. Start dreaming of those flowers that the April showers bring. When those clouds come rolling in, oh, the one thing that I've learned is when the ground gets wet, I'm gonna get a belly full of worms. American Robin, American Robin. Some don't like those rainy days when the weather starts to turn. All my friends come out to try and get a belly full of worms. Spring is in the air and I just can't help but sing. You never know just what the year will bring. A brood of eggs so beautiful that hatch to baby birds. I'll cry out, I'm gonna need a belly full of worms. American Robin, American Robin. Some don't like those rainy days when the weather starts to turn. All my friends come out to try and get a belly full of worms.
I hope they don't, 'cause I'm just a tiny little worm.
Okay.
That
There
was
it is.
so beautiful. And here I am thinking it's going to be like, like an annoying.
A lot of them are pretty. Well, a lot of our songs are
So
very annoying,
beautiful.
just for the record.
Yeah.
So.
Oh no, that was so nice. Oh, I want to listen to that like on a rainy day, like driving through the hills. Oh.
Well, you know what's funny? This one's been funny because we're writing a song for every bird. That's 11,145 songs. We're like, we really got to be okay with some of them just being pretty. You know what I mean? Like it's got a funny angle with the worms and everything, but we're just like,
Gosh, you're gonna hit some where you're just like, what do I write for like Buick's Wren? Like you're gonna hit some where like, what do I do for like Bicknells and stuff? Like all like the
Yeah.
I don't know. This is gonna be challenging. I guess Bicknells is pretty cool. That was amazing. Good job. That was beautiful. I would legitimately listen to that. That's so beautiful. Oh gosh,
Billy, I gotta say, Billy really we're co-writing a lot of this stuff, but so, we've kind of got a Lennon McCartney thing going. Like in terms of the bird rock universe, I would say we are the Lennon McCartney.
Yeah, agree. Confirmed.
And in this one, Billy just like casually delivered this hook, and I was like, I almost felt like really protective of it because I was like, well, yeah, I guess we can make it like funny, but also I kind of just want to hear like Dolly Parton sing this. That's just a nice song, you know?
It is. It really is. And the little atmospheric bits in it and the little Robin songs, and it was beautiful. It was beautiful. Really nice.
You know what's funny? I forgot to add the we have the bird in every song, and then this one, like honestly, 20 minutes before we're supposed to do this, like I forgot to add the Robin.
This is a common problem for all popular music. Ed Sheeran's just like, oh no, I didn't put the Robin in. Okay, there's one thing that I will say.
I've been waiting. So
it's not off. It's complicated. So Robins as a sign of spring is kind of a complicated concept.
We talked about this.
We talked about, okay, yeah. Because it's definitely true in parts of Canada, but in like most of the U.S. and other places, they're only there. So they're there year round. But some of them migrate, and it's a huge mess that we don't fully understand. Like some of them are moving, some of them don't. You might have some different robins around in your backyard that you in different seasons. And then also where I live in the Northeast, they're around all year, but a lot of people don't notice them because they are up in the trees eating berries, and then they come down onto the ground in the spring. So I think you're correct that people are seeing them on the ground in the mud in the spring getting the worms. That's totally true. And I think that is a sign of spring, definitely.
Yes, but we did talk about this I wouldn't say it's the most factually accurate rendering of the American robin. Like, I don't even know, like, does the first robin of spring, does that originate from the, the European robin, which seems like more of a classically spring arriving migratory bird?
Yeah, those I don't know. I mean, I don't know if they're year round. I don't know much about UK birds at all. I do think it's interesting how many of our birds in English are just like completely misnamed and misunderstood because they're like our sparrows, for example, like all our native sparrows, they're not related to the European sparrows. But some people came over and were like, oh, those are small and brown. They're sparrows. Same with the robin. They were like, that's a robin. But I don't know. It's they have a blackbird that is more closely related to our thrushes. So it's just a whole... It's a whole mess. But yeah, no, I think that is just like a general nitpick that I think you were correct. You threaded the needle like perfectly.
Well, here's the thing. When I showed the song to Tommy, he was just like very delicate, Billy, like, yeah, man, just so you know, they some of them are just hiding. And I was like, oh, crap. Well, culturally, I guess we still think of them as springies. But here's the thing. I actually wasn't disappointed when I heard this because I was so relieved. Because I've lived my whole life seeing robins kind of randomly in the winter. And I'm like, I'm like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
This guy is so lost. Or no, but like this guy's lost his family. Like I thought it was a big deal to see one. Like this one is just really confused and is going to die in the winter. Like I thought, but now I'm like, oh, no.
Yeah, you can stop telling them where to go and you can stop trying to trap them and feed them.
I can relax, yeah.
Well, I've got a sound for the first that I think we have to play because of the first line of the song.
Let's double check that. Not quite.
Yeah, so not quite.
Okay, I also need that sound for experiences that I have in nature where someone second guesses me. So,
oh, dude, hell yeah, just have it on your phone or like an air horn that just kind of does that. That'd be sick.
Yeah,
scare off every bird.
I had
you did that.
Yeah, oh, 100%. Yeah, I had an experience recently where I was. So this was actually at this bird festival I was at in Ohio, and they have these garter snakes there that can be all black. They're like these really cool melanistic garter snakes. And I found one and I was pointing them out to some people, and this very well-meaning fellow came up and he was like, are you sure that's a garter snake? And I was like, oh yeah, these ones, this, and I, was talking about, I know about snakes and these ones are for sure the melanistic garter snakes. And he used the app Seek, and he like used Seek and held it up to my face and was just like, see, Seek says it's a different kind of snake. So I'd flexed so hard. I caught the snake and then I compared it to my tattoos of snakes. And I was like, behold the field marks, sir. You are incorrect. Dude. And then I should have played that little sound.
This is what happens when you mansplain to me. Dude, hell yeah.
I'll pick up a snake.
Yeah. Dude, that's badass as hell. Hell yeah.
I love the idea of correcting somebody by being like, let me pick up that snake and show you
the snake. Let me shove the snake in your face and be like, behold. Yeah.
The snake saw your snake tattoo and was like, mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right.
She knows. The snake's like nodding. Oh.
Holy crap. That's so cool. Okay, so here's the thing about this song. I really appreciate that you've enjoyed the song and it's something you'd listen to on a rainy day. That's not what the judge is on here for. The judge is on here to tell us, is the song extremely accurate? And is it? Okay. I don't know.
Wait, can I come to our defense real quick?
Yeah, please.
It seems like some do migrate, right? Like where it's,
some do.
In some places it is accurate. And I would also like to go back and let you know that we've kind of we landed on a feathered rating system, like 3 out of 5 feathers and above
about feathers
is accurate and 2 and below is inaccurate. What do you think, Tommy? You're the boss.
Yeah, sure. Out of how many feathers accuracy, right? But what are you saying the max number of feathers is?
3 and above is accurate, but like 2 and below is down.
Wow. Right? Have you had any like 2 and belows?
We got 4 last time on pileated woodpecker because it fucking rocked too hard.
What? Okay.
It did. It rocked too hard. I get it.
Wait, what do you mean it rocked too hard?
It rocked too hard.
Okay,
it's pretty metal. It sort of plays up the pileated woodpecker. We were writing from the perspective of the bugs,
right?
For that one.
Mm-hmm. I am a large metal fan. I don't know why I said large. Huge makes more sense. I am a giant towering metal fan. No one can see, but I am like that they're a really metal bird. I rescued one last week at a wedding. I found one in the middle of the road. I rescued one, and it didn't peck me to death, but it was close. It was terrifying. They're huge. Geez. They're huge and super intimidating. I think they're really metal for sure. Yeah, I think I'm uniquely qualified.
Heck yeah. Well, we still got the accurate rating, but thank God we got the feathers. You know.
All right.
Well, I would say. Can I give you like a 4.5? Is that right? I mean, I think it is accurate.
Yeah. That's very kind of you.
Yeah.
Tommy, 6 for 6.
Yeah. Woo-woo. All right. This is great news. Obviously, we're ready to be humbled by bird experts everywhere, but just another week of accuracy and being the number one bird rock podcast in America. And we couldn't be more thrilled.
Yeah. Well, no, I love the robin. I have to, it's like it's the bird. You know what I mean? I feel like if I had to be like, what's a bird? I'd be like a robin.
Yeah, it's like the platonic ideal of a bird is like a robin. It totally is. Like if someone asked me to picture a bird, I wouldn't picture like a shoebill or something. I'd picture, a little robin. And I think you did him justice.
Just the other day, I was going into Prospect Park, and I was wolfing down a little like blueberry and cheese Danish. And I tried to give my dog a little piece. My dog didn't want it. So it was on the ground, and this robin kind of started scooting around, and it looked at me, and I was like, yeah, man, that's all you. And I took 2 steps back, and then it just kind of was like, doop, 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 came and got it.
Wow.
Solid. It was a good moment,
But, hold on, though. You said they like to eat worms, but it sounds like they like Danishes. Maybe they only eat worms because they are denied the Danish.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Oh, that's so sweet.
And for anyone out there listening, I once again have to emphasize how delightful Rosemary's new book, The Birding Dictionary, is. It's so much fun. I learned a surprising amount when I was reading it, which I didn't expect to learn as much new information, and it's presented in such a fun and delightful way. Couldn't recommend it more highly. Go buy it now, and then go buy another copy the following day and the day after that.
Yes.
But I do need to read your excerpt. You have an American Robin entry in the book.
Ooh.
And the American Robin entry, it's defined as noun, a device that converts worms into 100 decibel songs outside of your bedroom at 4 a.m.
That rules.
So great.
Oh my God.
Well, yeah, that's exactly what you had in your song. So
yeah. Oh man, Rosemary, you're the best. Thank you for coming on the show.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming on this show.
Thank you so much. This is the easiest judging I've ever had to do.
This is what happens when you mansplain to me. I'll pick up a snake. Pick up a snake and shove it in your beak.
Let me show you the snake.
This is what happens when you mansplain to me. I'll pick up a snake. This is what happens when you mansplain to me.
Let me shove the snake in your face.
Don't you dare mansplain. Mansplain. Mansplain.
Behold the field marks, sir.
Don't you dare mansplain. I'll pick up a snake.
You are incorrect.